Well, howdy y'all. Well, I'm gonna say this is gonna be a challenging video to put out. Okay, yes, y'all have been reaching out to me, wishing me well and sending me prayers and all that kind of good stuff, and I really am very grateful for all of that. And you know, on that last video, I really had to take a break and reflect on my mental health, so to speak, you know, and reflect on why I'm here anymore, you know what I mean? Why I'm doing this. So the decision to either stay on YouTube or not stay on YouTube has been heavily weighing on my mind. Now, you know, I try to tell y'all in past videos about, you know, change the brain, you know, retrain the brain. Well, there comes a point in time in your life, and everybody has gone through this at some point, where the dream has changed. And when the dream changes, then the mindset changes. And then of course there's many other factors that go along with that. The last few days I have been kind of digging inside myself and trying to figure out, okay, well, where do I go from here? What do I do next? And you know, when Mary and I and Shorty bought this place and moved up here, that was the dream, is to, you know, to build this thing. And then you know, things happened, and you know, we separated, and now I got all this hate and everything, and I just don't understand all that, but that's beside the point. But you know, I really thought we were going to stay amicable with all this, and still be able to keep my part of this dream. But now that that seems to have gone south for some reason, I don't know. I don't foresee this dream of mine anymore. I don't see it as my dream anymore. Now I just now I've got to figure out where I want to go next and what I want to do, because I don't think staying here is an option. In fact, I know it's not an option, because staying on this property is just not where I want to be. Because now it's just now it's becoming too much. What's the word I'm looking for here? It's not. I guess it's too many reminders of the past events. You know, I guess it's just, lack of better terms, better words. So I think I'm going to I've been looking for other properties, y'all. I really have, looking for somewhere else to go, and kind of looking inside myself to see what I want to do next in this journey. Now, you know, I still don't have any hate towards anybody here, but obviously there's a lot of hate towards me for whatever reason, and you know, and that's okay. That's their thing, not mine. But on the same note, you know, I don't have any friends here. I don't have nothing to keep me on this property anymore. Nothing. You know, me and the dogs can be comfortable anywhere we go, and you know, they're my loves. You know, right there. That's my loves. You know, so you know, they love me unconditionally, no matter what. And you know, and here lately they have been so much happier, and you know, they've been playing again, to where they haven't done that in quite some time. You know, they've been playing with each other a lot lately. I've been taking them in the car, and they've been really loving that, you know. So, you know, they're the kind of smart dogs that need that mental stimulation to get out and about, and not just, you know, sit around, you know, and stare at four fences all the time, you know what I mean? And So that's why I take them out and let them run the property with me all the time and what have you. But like I said, they need to get out as well. And so staying here is definitely not the option. What the other options are yet, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I don't have a game plan, so to speak, yet. You know what I mean? I don't have a. I know that here is not it, but on the same note, I don't know where that is, and I'm sure that will come in time. But you know, I just wanted to let y'all know that yeah, I've been in kind of a funk lately, I guess. To say, you know, the last few days. So that's the reason I haven't made any videos or done anything, because like I said, I was contemplating on quitting YouTube altogether. You know, that overall I love YouTube. I'm grateful for all of you every day. That's you all are probably the only reason I am going to stay on YouTube. And yes, I am not going to quit. I may be cutting back a little bit, but I'm not going to quit. Okay, I'm not going to let the haters win there. And y'all, so many of y'all have reached out to me and said, you know, that showed me how much, all the love and everything, and hoping I didn't quit, and that you love my channel, and that I am grateful for. So therefore, I have made that decision to be final, that I am not going to quit YouTube. Okay, I'm going to stick with y'all, and I hope y'all love me enough that you'll bear with me just a little bit longer on getting some content together. So I hope you stay with me. You know, I will get there, y'all. In fact, I ordered some Post-it notes this morning to kind of retrain my brain, so to speak, get back to me again. You know, the last couple of weeks have been stressful beyond imagination, y'all. It really has been for me, and I just got to where, you know, I guess you get to a point where you just shut down, and you just have to step back and take a look at what's important to you, and find another path, and find another dream, you know, so to speak. And that's what I'm doing, and that's what I have been doing the last couple of days. So just wanted to let y'all know that I am okay, and I will be okay. I will continue to be okay, and I will get back to myself again. You know, I had someone stop by this morning and to check on me, and that was pretty cool. So kind of gave me some input on their thoughts on the whole matter, and so I took that into serious consideration. And yeah, I think I'm not sure if I'm going to sell the place or if I'm just going to keep it or what, you know. I do have the number to a realtor, and she was supposed to get with me today sometime. And if I don't hear from her, you know, here just in the next hour or so, I'm going to be calling her back and see what's going on, and see what my options are around here. And I don't know where in the state that might be. I don't think I want to leave Arkansas, because I really do love the mountains, and on the same note, I want to be near water. So you know, because like here we've got the lake right down the road, and got, you know, rivers and creeks and waterfalls and everything all over this place. So I would like to stay near that if possible. And again, I'm not sure where this next journey is going to take Junktojems, but I know that it's going to be a positive journey, one way or the other. I am going to, I've gotten rid of the homestead part of the channel already, as a lot of you will see there. My logo will be changing a little bit here, and soon. You know, I've been kind of working on that too the last day or two, trying to come up with a different logo for Junktojems. and I am going to maintain that name, just not the homestead part of it. I don't really feel like I'm homesteading, so therefore, in a roundabout way, that kind of I guess that kind of I won't say it's like it just doesn't represent the channel well, should I say. How about that? Because I'm not homesteading. I don't have animals other than my dogs, and they're more like my kids, you know, and not animals to me. So you know, I'm not going to get into the whole having a bunch of animals and all of that. I'm definitely don't want to do that. Now, tinkering with the stuff and turning junk into gems is something I love doing, okay? Running this equipment and these tractors and stuff, that's something I absolutely love doing. So therefore, I am going to keep playing with that stuff. But on the same note, I need to get away from this property itself for my own peace of mind. And I will be doing that. When exactly, that I'm not sure of. So, with all of that being said and cleared up, I will tell you this. I did get a nice, happy email from the VA. They did award me 60% already. The rest is coming. I still have to go through another test because I had a pretty bad brain injury when I was in the military. I remember I was on a motorcycle and I was heading back to the base, and a car pulled out in front of me, and this guy was drunk, and I hit him, and you know, I woke up in a field, and that's when, surprising enough, that's how I met my ex-wife, and then I woke up in a hospital. So, you know, I don't remember a whole lot about that whole deal, but they want me to go through some tests for the brain injury before they move forward with the rest of it. So I will be doing that soon. In fact, I got the letter this morning that they're going to be calling me in the next day or two to schedule that appointment to get that part done. But at least they awarded me the 60%, so I will be starting to get that now, which would be, you know, enough to sustain me, put it that way, you know. So again, that was one of my decisions, whether or not to quit YouTube or not. So I've decided to go, I'm going to keep on doing YouTube, you know. So that extra cash flow will help quite a bit. You know, plus I have these two awesome people here that will stay and watch the property, and you know, and they're helping me out a bunch with bills and what have you like that, and you know, and they're paying their way here, so that's really awesome. In fact, they have been very, very good so far since they've been here. Like I said, they're you know, basically gonna pay their way to stay here, so that's awesome. And this gives me a little more freedom to where I don't have to worry about my stuff here, and I can, you know, now that I have transportation, I can get out and go. So I really wanted to go see my sister and my cousin down in Texas, but unfortunately my cousin has a pretty full schedule. Her boyfriend is a big hunter, and hunting season is about to start full on here soon. So she's like, you know, just gonna go hang out the deer camp with them and what have you, and then she's got, you know, other things coming up, birthday and, you know, the other holidays and all that kind of stuff. So she's gonna be kind of busy. So I thought, you know what, I am gonna go hang out with my kids, and I'll just put that trip off for later on down the road. So I think I'd much rather just hang out with my kids, you know. But anyway, the thought process there was to go down and see my cousin and my sister for, you know, for a little while, just for a day or so, and hang out with them for a night, and then go see my kids after that. So instead of making that trip down there now, I'm just gonna go see my kids, and you know, get away from here. So I will be waiting until those two get back, Roger and Sandy get back, before I go, and then I'm gonna take the dogs and you know, we're gonna take us a road trip. So I found out that with the car, it is the tire. So that, and I've got to check a bearing in the back end. It's not making a lot of noise, but I know how these cars are, and you know, I'm real familiar with these cars, so it's a pretty minor fix. So I'm probably going to be working on that over the weekend or during this week, because it's supposed to be really nice this week. So I'll be working on that this week, and seeing about getting a bearing for the back end, and then tires. I just got to wait for the VA to give me a check for the tires. They're only about, I think, $300 and some to get 4 new tires for it. So, but yeah, that is definitely the problem with the front end wobbling. So I figured I'd get the tires when that check comes in, and get that taken care of, and then catch up on a few other bills that I've got around here that I've gotten a little bit behind on. So yeah, we're just gonna keep going, y'all. And I promise you, I will get back to my happy self. In the meantime, I wanted to get this video out to you today anyway, just to let you know that I haven't quit. And you know, I am gonna stick this out. Now the channel, like I said, the channel is getting rebranded. So I'm getting rid of the whole homestead theme, getting away from that whole niche altogether, and get back to doing the stuff that I love, and that's tinkering with building stuff and what have you like that. So for right now, I am gonna just start working on this place and getting things cleaned up. Like, you know, I'm gonna take the mower and all that kind of stuff, and the pool down and all that kind of stuff, and you know, put it all back here at the back behind the shop, and kind of get it out of the front yard, and start moving all the rocks around and stuff like that, and just getting the place tightened up. I am scheduling some I'm for some collaborations to help catch the bills up real fast, you know, because I do have one that in particular that I've got to get caught up on pretty soon, you know. So get that going. We'll get it going there. And again, you're going to get to see some pretty big, I won't say big stuff, you're going to get to see some stuff happening around here. Like I said, I'm going to get this all cleaned up, get my rocks moved, all that kind of stuff. Start prepping Sandy and them for a spot, but I told them right there is actually not a bad spot for them for the winter. At least get them through the winter, because they're close to everything, and you know, that's where they want to be, but is back there where the tent was. So but on the same note, that's going to take a lot of rock and a lot of work to get that prep for them. So it's better, I think it's just better if they stay up here in the front, and they can keep an eye on things of anybody coming and going in and out of the property. Even though I have 10 cameras out here, I did get the other 6 to where now they record all the time, so they're doing that. So I've got the sensitivity brought up on them so that they record any kind of movement on the property. So you know, I don't have to worry about that. Not that I should have to worry about that anyway, but you know, you never know. If I'm not here for 2 or 3 days at a time, you never know. You know, things I can't secure everything around here, so you know, better be safe than sorry. Let's see, what else? I think that's about it for right now. Like I said, I am going to take the rest of the day and just kind of work more on my brain, you know, fix my brain, get me back to that happy place, and then tomorrow you'll probably see me doing some more of this, getting this stuff cleaned up out there by the edge of the fence, and getting the pool down and all that kind of stuff. I am going to get rid of all of that stuff. The pool I'm going to go ahead and keep around. You know, I tried talking to Mary about getting the pool, but she said, you ordered that for you. And I said, well, no, I put that on the wish list for Shorty, but you know, she don't want it. So I guess she don't want it. I mean, that is what it is. So I'll keep it for her just in case. If Shorty wants it next summer, then she can still have it, you know. But that's the main reason it was gotten, you know, was for her. So anyway, like I said, I'll take it down and I'll figure out a way to pack it up somehow and put it in something so that if Shorty does decide she wants it, then she's got it right here. And we'll go from there with that. And like I said, I want to get the lawnmower moved and the windows moved and a few other things over there moved and get that all tightened up and start trying to get some dirt there. I do have that one hole in the back that I was digging to drain some of the water off back there where Mary was at, and so I'm going to keep digging that hole back there so that I can push all of that trash and everything off into that hole. I'm just going to dig it real deep so I can get all of that trash back there cleaned up and getting out of there, out of them woods back there, and start burying that stuff. You know, getting a dumpster out here, you know, that's all they're going to do is take it to a landfill and bury it anyway, so why not bury it here? I'll just bury it extra deep. I mean, it looks like they've been piling trash up there. Whoever the previous owner was been piling trash up there for years. So, and it looks like they had started to bury a bunch of it, and then they just got to where they just started piling it up. So probably call the junk man here soon and see if he'll come over and get all the metal and stuff out of it, and you know, go from there. Now if I could afford a dumpster, I would do a dumpster and just get it out of there that way, but I need the dirt anyway, so why not, you know? And I got that pile of brush and stuff over there, and that's what I'm talking about by trash, y'all. There's all that brush and stuff like that, and that's all got to go into a hole. You know what I mean? There's no sense of trying to burn that, because at this point it's just like got too much dirt in it, and it's just I'm not going to do that. I'll just bury it. Now that little bit of trash that's there's quite, I say this, there's quite a bit of trash back there, but that stuff there I will probably be just digging out and maybe at some point get a dumpster, but I'm just going to pile that stuff up back there in the back, and that's the trash that has to go to the landfill. You know, I really don't want to bury that stuff, so that stuff at some point will go in a dumpster and get out of here. But for right now, I'm just going to pile all of it up. I'll dig that hole, start pushing that stuff off into that hole. That gives me a lot more dirt out here. I thought I was going to get a lot more dirt out of the J pond than I did, but that's all right. I need that dirt built up over in that area anyway where the lawnmower and stuff is. Now the lawnmower, I'm not sure. I'll probably fix it. You know, Tim, you know, sent me some parts to fix it and said he could talk me through getting that fixed, because I don't know that much about them lawnmowers, to be honest with you. I'm quite sure it ain't hard to figure out, but on the same note, having that motivation to mow something I can do with a weed eater in 5 minutes, you know, and eventually this will get grass out here, but you know, it may not be while I'm here. Who knows? I would love to have, you know, 100 pounds of winter ryegrass and start planting out through there to make it look better, to, you know, so, but I don't know. I can't really afford that either right now, so I'm not even going to worry about that. Unless I come across somewhere for, you know, next to nothing, you know, but again, I'm not going to stress that part of it really. I want to get the dirt and fill in that low spot over there where that pool is and where the lawnmower is. Get that part done, and then get all the rocks out of there and start making that real nice, and get the plastic out where it was going to build that water feature there. Get the other liner pulled out of there and take it back to where I'm going to build that water feature there, you know, just to kind of help increase the value of the property, so that I can either get rid of it or keep it for a rental. I'm not sure yet. I think it'd probably be a good place for a rental. You know, gives me some added income, and you know, it's nothing wrong with added income. You know, it's all about making money really, and finding a happy spot. That, you know, on the same note, I don't want to have to keep coming back here and dealing with this place either, you know. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to talk to the realtor, and we're going to see, you know, what she thinks about the whole thing, and we'll go from there. So I guess when I find out where I'm going and what I'm doing and what my plans are, I will let y'all know. All right. And again, I appreciate the love, y'all. Y'all have been very, very encouraging, supportive, caring, and it's really has made a difference in my decision making here. So for that I am grateful and I thank you. So on that note, I don't know, we're just gonna see where we go from there. And you know, at this point I'm kind of in limbo, you know what I mean? So I can't just pick up and move right away, because one, I have an established address here for the VA. So until that is all completed and settled, I don't want to take off and go anywhere. Which, you know, that's getting very close to being done. So the limbo part is just what it is, you know. As far as the plan goes, again, I'm not sure. I'll figure that out as time goes by, and you know, and things keep progressing along, so to speak. And I will be making that decision then, and I'll let y'all know. I will be getting back into soon, working on stuff like the buggy and what have you like that. So I would love to, you know, if I had the money today, I would go buy another carburetor for it, and I would probably put the suspension on it this week, and the front steering suspension, and build it this week so I could play with it a little bit. But you know, that's another thing. It's just gonna have to wait a little bit. I mean, granted, the carburetors ain't but about 30 bucks or so, because that's the only thing that's stopping it from running. That and putting the steering on it, you know. So that's the only thing that's stopping the thing from taking off and moving, y'all. And I already have the steering stuff. I just ain't put it on yet, you know. One, I want to hear that engine run again. I mean, the engine, it has hardly any hours on it whatsoever. I don't think that thing got 10 hours on it. Maybe 15 hours tops. And I don't even think it's got that many on it. So, yeah, the oil's like brand new. It's just from sitting so long, the carburetor's gotten clogged up. So again, once I get the money for the carburetor, I'm going to put a carburetor on it. And I want to get a different style carburetor, because this one right now, the accelerator pulls out the top like this, and it's not a very reliable accelerator. So I want one that's going to be this way, that turns this way. And it's not a carburetor that you have to worry about being very specific about that motor, you know what I mean? It's really the application part of it. Like I can get a bigger carburetor for it with the side thing on it, because that's a 250 engine, 250cc engine. So the carburetor that I found for it's like 40 bucks. And that's the one that, like I said, the throttle does on the side instead of the top. So, and I think is what has happened just from it sitting out like this, that it's just gotten water down inside that little cable part of it there, which par for the course. I took the carburetor off, tried to clean it a little bit, and it still didn't want to stay running. So, you know, it's probably got a little bit of junk built up in it, but for 30-40 bucks, they're not worth taking apart and buying a $22 rebuild kit for and fighting with it, you know what I mean? It's just not worth it. The way I see that is it costs me way more money and time to try to fix that and take a chance on it not working versus just buying a new one that I know works. So that's what I would love to do that here soon. You know, because I would love nothing more than to be able to run that buggy, you know, right now, especially right now when it's cool outside, you know. So anyway, let me get off of here and quit rattling your chain and quit running my gator over here. So again, thank you everybody for all the love, support, and the kind words. And I am going to stay going with you. I'm going to stick with you. And I love y'all very much. Really, you just don't even know what it means to me to have you on my team. And again, for that, I'm grateful. So in the meantime, if you're new here to the channel, or you want to come check out the channel for the first time, you can check out some of the real old videos. The latest drama, scratch that. Get rid of it. Don't get into it, okay? It ain't worth it, I promise you. It's not worth it. So if you're a drama person, I'm not the channel, all right? If you want to learn some cool things, this is the channel to come to. If you want to learn to get happy again, this is the channel to come to. So in the meantime, Don't forget, like and subscribe. And again, if you're new to the channel, stick around. It's gonna get better, I promise. Okay? And you're gonna learn some new things. And no, we're not a homesteading channel. We're a DIY, fix it, build cool stuff, junk to gems. All right, we'll see y'all next time, guys.